They work for Bad Robot. They work for various, film companies throughout. And there are so many outlets that if you get tied up with any of these internship programs can benefit you at the end. I mean, we have people who literally just came out to Mississippi and just worked. We worked them to death. We put them in this department. My department was photography. They gave me, every week I had to deal with somebody else. But just a good foundation, and plus connection with UCLA, all made a good thing. I'm really glad it worked out well for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you did next. Okay.
Could you describe in a little more detail the process of application process for the internship, and one or two takeaways on what would help you be successful in nailing the internship here?
Cool. So for me, just going off the internship or the application process, first you go, it's an online portal, like you saw it. So it's an online portal and you apply. Right off the bat, I would say one tip is, I feel like the internship, at least applying, they want to see what you've done. Because the interview is going to be a group interview over the phone. So you're not going to be able to, talk about, ooh, like this is me, like, you're going to have to be competing with other people during like, the group, at least informational. And then even the interview the information is over the phone. The interview is on Skype. And you actually have to answer questions within like 2 minutes and then like record it. And I don't think I did good on it. Cause it's just like, it's very weird cause you're not interacting. So I would weigh in on how you fill out the application, your resume, and then you have to go through the background check that you have to be on top of, because I almost didn't, and they will literally take away your offer. And then once you get through the application, once you get through the informational, and once you get through the interview, that's when they decide to give you an offer or not. So then I was given an offer, and they are the ones that pick where you're located. So with my internship, I potentially could have been located here, San Francisco, Dallas, New York, different headquarters that they have. So they gave me El Segundo, which was cool, because I don't like to be away from home sometimes because I'm from San Diego. And even with them being able to relocate you, they give you a stipend. So since I'm from San Diego, anywhere that's outside of 50 miles that you're moving, they're gonna give you a stipend to actually move there. So two tips would be, one tip would be focus a lot on your resume and focus on how you fill out the application, just because there's not a lot of time that you can give to like present your personality. But then like the second one is, once you do have those times to present your personality, you're definitely gonna want to show out, just because it's competitive. Because what this industry, its goal is to weed you into actual employment. So everybody's like, oh yeah, can I get a business card, get this, that. So how are you going to, I feel like everybody says this, but like, how are you going to like stand out from the rest of the crowd? Cause like, you have to do something. So yeah.
How do you think you managed to stand out?
I think, even though I personally feel like I didn't do that great on the interview, I think they probably thought I did. So like in the interview, for example, like I made sure that I feel like I'm very energetic in a way. So I tried to like display that. And also like being a part of the foundation and AT&T being a partner also, I think helped. I'm not sure if they reached out to them or not, but I think that helped, just having it on my resume. So yeah, I would say, and also like my resume, like I've had mentors like go through my resume. So even like Jackie Robinson, I keep on talking about Jackie Robinson Foundation, but they've like, gone through my resume and made sure everything's good. So a lot of coaching that I've had for those type of times. So when it comes to interviews, when it comes to resumes, I think my interview probably stood out. Yeah.
How does it working with AT&T, from the start of your internship to where you're at now, how do you think that's helped you grow as a person?
Yeah, I think it's helped me grow tremendously. And the reason why I say that is, like I said, like it had nothing to do with law, had nothing to do with entrepreneurship. But me just being here, like it was my first time in a professional work environment, and I never really put a lot of weight on how important that is to have that type of experience until I came here. Because just being here, you see how other people are hungry, and even my coworkers around, like sometimes they like, you know, they wouldn't be at their desk because they're out on a meeting or out, you know, doing some type of networking thing, and then it's really like, you know, sometimes, you know how like you get the feeling like somebody's taking their job too seriously? You have to take your job seriously here, because there was like my supervisor, like her name's Reshmi Dusta, she was amazing, but it was hard for to like get a hold of her sometimes because she was working, like she would have to like supervise other people too, and they would be in like this big old conference room, and it'd be like it would literally look like a war room, like they would all just be looking at the TV and it'd be like 40 people in there. So it's like just being in that type of environment where everybody was hungry, it ended up helping me to realize, okay, like I gotta grind, I gotta work harder in the way that I want to. You know?
Okay, one last question. Anybody have a question?
My question is, how did the skills that you got in internship, how did you transition that back into excelling at UCLA?
Right. I would say one way, right off the top of my head, is I never worked like 8-9 hours a day. So it literally, I had to. So when I came here. So now like going back to UCLA where like I have class for like 2 hours or an hour and 15 minutes, like it's caused me to be more attentive in those like, you know, little time frames, because now like I was trained to be attentive for like 8-9 hours a day. So I can be attentive like, you know, 3 hours in class. So it's definitely affected my work ethic.
I can share with you, he didn't report to me, but technically he did. So he put in 8 or 9 hours a day with his own summer internship. Then he put another probably 2 or 3 in with me sometime on the weekends and nights, everything. So he really learned to, what would you call it, time management. Okay, thank you very much, man. One thing I'm not sure if he shared with you is that he made a decision in high school, and Emmanuel, I don't want to get my people mixed up. Were you the person that played sports and kind of took that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
So Emmanuel, like a lot of us, Eagle was tied up in sports. He was a football star or a track star, whatever. And
It's big. It's
girls
big.
are hanging out, chasing him all around and stuff. But he gave that up at some point to realize that going to college was going to be his goal. He worked hard, got his grades up, and I think you ended up becoming a. Speak up. Back in the class. So it's things like that when you talk about yourself in interviews, adversity and things in your personal life that you've overcome to become who you are, it helps you to get the job. And again, sometimes the major doesn't matter, it's what you've accomplished and what kind of effort you put forth. So once you show that whatever important to you, you're willing to sacrifice whatever it takes to make that, that'll help you to get any type job. Okay, right now, our next section is going to be a working lunch. We have pizza delivered in the room next door, so I'm going to give you about 5 or 10 minutes to get a couple pieces of pizza. Bring it back here, and bring out our lunch speaker. Anyone that has to use the restroom, they're right down the hall to the right. So if you can take your time, get your pizza, water, and then come on back.